This conference will now be recorded.
Yep. So yeah, Bhaskar, I think Bhaskar is new. Harish is also new. Kumar is new. And MK, of course, I know MK. And Rama also, I know, right? Rama, you're there, right? Last class? Yeah, Ravi also, I know. And I think Satya is new, right? Satya?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, Swati is new and Vani is also new. Okay, sure. Yep. Yeah, you know, right? This is a Redshift training. Okay, and today also I will just tell you like what is this training, and I mean on a quick note, what is this training and what all we cover in detail, and yeah, these things. So can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So yep, I will tell you. This is Redshift, right? So what is Redshift is? It's a cloud data warehouse. I will prepare complete notes, okay, end-to-end notes, and I will share it with you. Of course, I also provide you other reference documents and ready-made references also. Okay, but you know, but the notes which we taught in the class is definitely a very good synopsis that will easily help you to recollect. And of course, I also upload all the videos in the YouTube, so you can repeatedly hear. It's a cloud data warehouse. Okay, so when we say cloud data warehouse, that means we should know what is data warehouse. Okay, when we say what is okay, for example, job requirement, we need Redshift developers. Okay, or we need people with knowledge or who has completed training on Redshift. Okay, then immediately what is Redshift? We will think about. Okay, Redshift is a cloud data warehouse. Okay, then for the newcomers, what is this cloud and what is this data warehouse? Okay, so first let us see what is this data warehouse. So in order to understand cloud data warehouse, we have to understand data warehouse. Sorry for the people who are already have experience, it may be some maybe boring, but don't think like that, because in interview there is no Redshift interview without questions on data warehousing. Okay, there are, in fact, initially to feel the interviewer comfortable or the candidate comfortable, they will start with the data warehouse questions only. Once they thought that okay, he is good in basics, then only they go ahead with the Redshift and SQL related queries. So basics are very important. So I'm just saying, okay, data warehouse. Then okay, Redshift is the cloud data warehouse. Okay, then okay, what is the data warehouse? Okay, so generally they call it DW or data warehouse. Just short note. So data warehouse, how to understand is okay. Now what is warehouse? Warehouse means go down, right? We know if you go to some shop, they will say okay, things are there in the go down, or they'll say that warehouse, we have to go to warehouse and get the things. So basically warehouse is a place where used things are stored. That is what actually warehouse. Okay, like generally if it is items, they'll call it as go down. So but warehouse is a place where huge volumes of things are stored, but it's a data warehouse. Data warehouse means instead of goods, here data is stored. Okay, it is the place where huge volumes of data is stored. So okay, so then it is called data warehouse. Okay, it is the place where okay, then what is the data warehouse? Okay, then what is cloud data warehouse means? Earlier, how the data warehouse is stored is on premises. For example, anyone working in IT or even before, every if you go to a company, there is some server room is there. Okay, some one dedicated room will be there all the servers and tracks and everything will be there. Okay, and of course it is a restricted area. So there only all their server, it's a server room where all their warehouse is there. Even every company will have a server room basically to store its data. Okay, so now that is on premises. On premises means we will have the server in our own premises. Means if it is a company, it will have at the company, or if it's a bank, it will be there in one room of their bank head office, or their wherever their main headquarters is, because it's very secure. It should be secure. So okay, now it's a cloud data warehouse. Means this particular data warehouse is residing in the cloud. Okay, I will tell you now what is this cloud is about. So cloud means, you see, now everything is, even mobile phones, they're all, everything is storing in cloud. Cloud means, okay, now in on premises what happening, we have to purchase the whole hardware, and we have to purchase everything, and we have to store it, and we have to maintain it. Maintain means, for example, in mobile also, every time so many patches are coming. Okay, so many upgrades are happening. If you are using, for example, any database like Oracle, SQL Server, or anything, there are many maintenance activities that are involved. We have to upgrade OS, we have to upgrade the patches. Okay, we have to upgrade the nodes. If nodes means, if you want more capacity, for example, they started with some 500 GB. After 1 year, the data, let's say the storage is not sufficient, they have to add more storage. So all these maintenance activities will be there. For example, some of you who are working since many years, you will know there are many database maintenance activities are happening in our company. Okay, so like patch upgrade they call, or they call version upgrade. For example, you are using Teradata. For example, I was working with Teradata in 2008. I started with Teradata V2R5, then Teradata V2R6, then Teradata 12, then 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, so many upgrades and versions I have seen. Similarly, Oracle. For example, maybe in 2008, yeah, there is something like Oracle 7i, 8i. But after that, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and some racks, RA, like that, so many versions has come. Then who will take care of all those things? If on premises, you see, in on premises, you have to take care of all those things. Okay, you have to take care of all those things on premises. But in cloud, you don't have to worry about all those things. Okay, like should I purchase the OS, or should I purchase the additional nodes, or should I go to this version or that version? And similarly, versions also will keep change. Today they will say, for example, today they will say Oracle 11i. After 6 months they say 12. After 6 months they will say 13. What is this headache? So every time they'll keep change. So what I mean, the people, they call it as innovation. What they did is, especially companies like AWS, AWS is the first cloud provider. What they did is, okay, don't worry, we will take care of all these things, both infrastructure, software, everything. Okay, you just pay to us something. Like for example, we use current bill, right? Same cloud is same like our current bill payment or postpaid bill. In postpaid bill, what we do, we use everything. It may be data or call service, voice service, everything, and at the end of the month we'll get the bill and we'll pay. Similarly, for cloud, for example, okay, you want to use Oracle database. Okay, I have Oracle on my cloud, so I will give you access, and you use how much you want to use, and at the end of the month I will give you a bill and you will pay the bill. That's all. So similarly, nowadays what happened is, everything they made it as a cloud. Especially Amazon has a very good cloud services, and this Redshift is a cloud data warehouse. Means I will provide you storage and everything that is required to take care of your business. For example, if you take SBI, even Vodafone, any bank you take, or of course not only bank, anything you take, they need some place to store, right? So that is called their data warehouse, and that data warehouse they are using Redshift. So okay, then for example, I have my company. Let's say I have my some online training company. There are many things online. For example, IntelliPad, there are many online courses, right? Like IntelliPad, Cloud Guru, and they're all using Redshift. because it's very easy to buy. It is just 2 minutes job. They just contact the AWS services, open an account, and create their cluster, finish, and store your data. But if you have to have your own on-premises data warehouse, you have to see which system I should buy, what OS I should choose, and how many systems I should purchase, how much storage I should put, what version I should maintain, and all this lot of planning, and it will goes. Okay, but here it's not like that. So you will contact the cloud provider, in this case AWS, and in fact they will have AWS experts who can say, okay, what is your requirement? Okay, I have for example, I'm a training provider, I will be having some daily some 2 GB of data. Okay, then you need, okay, this much capacity, and these are the nodes, and this is the price. Okay, bus, very simple. So in cloud data warehouse, everything, my point here is everything will be taken care by the cloud provider. You just launch your cluster and get your business start right away. Okay, so you don't have to. Here, what are the benefits? What are the benefits? I mean, these are all basics only. So nobody asks these things about like what is cloud and all, because they expect, I mean, even we don't ask in the interview, and we did not see anyone asking, because these are expected. Cloud means, yes, we'll be using product provided by someone. And what are the benefits? Benefits is that you don't have to have a server room on your premises. Especially for companies, server room means it costs a lot. Why? Because they have to hire or rent a big room, and they have to provide big strict security, and they have to provide systems, and they should have some system administrators and all these things. But now they are not required, because you're not hiring, you're not purchasing any systems, you're not renting any place, and you don't have to keep system administrators or nothing. So these are all actually benefits to the company or the customers who are using this cloud. So yeah, so okay, and those are the basic, of course, and huge cost saving. And what are the other benefits? Means they don't have to purchase the hardware, right? They don't have to purchase hardware. So hardware means definitely it costs a lot, right? So they no need to purchase that first one. And second one, they don't have to worry about which operating system should I use. Okay, should I use Linux or shall I use Microsoft, or which version should I maintain? Don't have to maintain, don't have to worry about. OS, patches, and other maintenance activities. Okay, especially the patches will and versions also. So they will keep on changing every 6 months or 1 year. So we don't have to worry about it. Everything will be taken care by the cloud provider only. He will take care. Okay. So, and storage, auto scaling. For example, when we are using any system, definitely year on year there will be growth in the data, right? Definitely growth in the data. So then we will think, okay, now for example, we purchase a cell phone, we have some 64 GB. After 1 year, our memory is full with so many photos and videos. So we want to add another memory card, and we have to buy it, and we have to put it. And later on, if our phone becomes low, and we are the responsible. But here it's not like that. He will add this space. Okay. And if there is any performance issue, he will be responsible. And we will just own, of course, definitely he will be charging something. Because if we have to buy, definitely we will be paying more. But if we are just paying like a rent or current bill, whatever bill it comes, or postpaid bill, we will be paying at the end of. But it will ensure that we don't face any space issues. Auto scaling related to storage as well as processing power also, like CPU and all. Okay, and of course I will take you in detail about each thing. So yeah, we don't have to worry about storage scaling, like space scaling or performance scaling, those things. and we don't also have to system admins. No need, right? For example, earlier there are so many system DBAs. Because a database means you need an administrator. Okay, it may be any database, Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, Teradata, okay, Sybase, DB2, whatever it is. So system means there is a system admin. Database means database admin. But now, why we don't need? Because we are not first of all buying a system, so we don't have to worry, and the cloud provider only will take care. So that also will cost, right? Especially resource cost, they will be charging per hour basis. So all these things will be saving. Okay, then what I will be doing, you will just use the thing and you will just pay for it, bus. Okay, at the end of the month you will get some bill and you will verify the bill and just pay the bill. Very simple. And afterwards, for example, in on premises, if we have to have our own systems and everything, servers, if you want to dispose, it's very difficult, right? For example, after 5 years, all old hardware got obsolete, definitely, because it's fit for nothing. For example, our 5 years phone, we are just throwing it now. Let's say I was using one phone from last 5 years. Why 5 years? Just 4 years, 3 years. Now it's useless. Sometimes I think, why these many phones, just throw it out like that. Then think about companies using 5 years, 10 years hardware. They just vexed about it and they just dispose it somehow, get out of that headache. But here we don't have to worry about that. Only cloud provider will take care of all that headache. We always will be given the latest storage, latest hardware with latest versions, patches, and everything, and with the best performance. Yeah. So with so much headache will be removed from the customer. Then what? So that what is benefit to the customer? He will just focus on his business. If he's a training customer, he just focus on his training. If he's the bank, he just focus on his banking business. If he's a telecom customer, he just focus on his telecom customer. But so that is really good, right? So that we don't have other deviations or headaches. So yeah, so that's why people nowadays rapidly, AWS has more than 3 lakh customers all over the globe. 3 lakh customers. Customers means different companies using AWS services. And AWS has more than 50,000 data warehouse customers. Data warehouse means Redshift users. 50,000 all over the globe. It is present in more than 200 countries. So they're all using Redshift. So definitely there is a need for a Redshift. Redshift means, as I said, it's a cloud data warehouse. Okay, what I will be using? Okay, now what I will be doing in data warehouse? Okay, so what you will be doing? What we will be doing in normal data warehouse on premises? I'll tell you the differences. What you will be doing if it is a on premises, what you will be doing if it is a cloud. As I already said, in cloud means you don't have to system admins and all, right? Like you don't have to worry about hardware upgrade, software upgrade, version upgrade, patch upgrade. Actually, those are all the duties of an admin, in fact. Okay, storage scaling and all. So definitely you don't have to worry about the administration responsibilities. Okay, then no problem. What I will be doing, you will not be worried about administration responsibilities. Okay, for example, you are an admin. I'm telling, if you are an admin, then okay, I said you don't have to worry about administration response. Then somebody is doing that administration for the cloud provider, right? Because your company is not doing, but who is doing? Cloud provider is doing. So cloud provider will need these system admins, because earlier companies used to do, but now cloud provider is doing. So cloud providers will hire these admins. For example, AWS has system admins, AWS has Redshift system admins and all. Okay, because they are the doing on behalf of the customers, they are the doing patch upgrade, version upgrade, hardware upgrade, all these things. So they will be, means all the people will be working at the cloud provider and taking care of all these things. But for all the customers, now they don't need. What they need is, they will be needing, they will be doing some application DBAs. Application DBA means, for example, I have Redshift. Redshift means it's data warehouse, I said, right? For example, data warehouse. Actually, what is data warehouse? Where from it came? I'll tell you that also. Everything I'll tell you in detail. Data warehouse means it's the place where huge volumes of data is stored, right? Okay. But actually, data warehouse came from the term called database. Actually, we all comes under database category only. Okay. So database means, what is database? Database means yeah, it's a collection of data. We all studied maybe in our BSc or MSc, MC or BTech. Database means it's the place where, I mean, it's collection of data. Okay. First of all, I'll tell you, some long ago, data is stored in the Excel sheets. You know, right? What is Excel sheet? Excel sheet is just a sheet with rows and columns. Same thing. Okay. Excel sheet is just a rows and columns. Same database is also collection of data. And how the data is stored, that is RDBMS, means relational database, means the data which is stored in rows and columns. Same, it came from, in fact, Excel only. Excel, it has some limits, right? For example, you have some 50,000 records or maybe 1 lakh records it can accommodate. But the data is not like 50,000 or 1 lakh, right? We have millions and billions of records. So Excel cannot accommodate. So then the database concept came. Okay, then the database can accommodate, for example, if you know the Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, they can accommodate up to certain extent. Maybe okay, they can accommodate up to like 500 GB or like some 1 TB. Okay, so because the general databases, for example, Oracle or MySQL, I mean, etc. I will tell you everything in detail later because we'll be discussing about OLTP systems and OLAP systems in detail in data warehouse concepts. So actually, these OLTP systems, they called online transaction processing systems. They are designed for a particular purpose. Means initially they designed to accommodate the small volumes of data. Okay, but you know, as the days progressing, those systems, they could not able to accommodate the data, whatever this Oracle, MySQL, DB2, Sybase, and then because data is earlier having 500 GB just big thing for them. Then 1 TB they thought it's big thing, but now the data is in thousands of terabytes, means petabytes and exabytes. Even nowadays, how much data is getting generated? That's why they called even big data. Big data means all types of data. It's not just rows and columns. It's unstructured data. I will cover you everything in detail in the data warehousing concepts. Okay, this is just initial, just kickstarting of your understanding, just to bring you into the original track. Okay, so as the data is growing, the traditional databases, actually these traditional databases are only called OLTP systems. Okay, these traditional databases are called OLTP systems. Okay, what is OLTP systems means? Online, I will cover them in detail, but just now I'm just telling what is OLTP, online transaction processing systems. Actually, earlier, for example, we have banking transactions. As soon as we deposit, we will get the message, right? And for example, we have movie tickets booking and we have railway reservations. As soon as they book the ticket, we'll get the message or we'll get the ticket. Like that, so many people will be booking the tickets and so many centers. And those things are captured at the OLTP systems. Means they will be maintaining, I mean, in fact, they will be having a server, something like MySQL, okay, or DB2 or Oracle. In Oracle, of course, there are multiple versions. Oracle Data Warehouse is there, Oracle OLTP systems is there. But mostly OLTP systems will be either RDS or MySQL or Aurora. These things they will be commonly using as an OLTP systems or DB2 or Sybase, these things. So OLTP systems are front-end systems, means where the customer transactions are happening. For example, bank transactions, railway reservation transactions, yeah, these things. So for that, they have to be up, means they should not be down any time. When you're making a deposit, for example, you see, even when you're withdrawing money midnight at 1 o'clock, you're getting message, right? Your transaction is not lost. Even when you midnight withdraw 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, or midnight 12 o'clock, your transaction is not lost. But of course, it may take time to reflect in the data warehouse. I will tell you what is the connectivity between databases and data warehouse in detail. Okay. So as soon as you withdraw money, you will get the message. So, but actually in the analytical database, that is OLAP systems, I will tell you in detail about them. So actually in OLAP systems means in the banking permanent records, it will be stored later, it will be reflected later. But as soon as we deposit money, as soon as we withdraw money, irrespective of time, 24 hours a day, it is recorded in the OLTP systems, means some front-end systems like Oracle, MySQL, those things. So after that, those data will be regularly loaded into data warehouse. Okay. So data warehouse means, I said, right, it's a huge place where all the data. So every day all the transactions are happening, they will be moved into warehouse. So every day new transactions coming and they will be moved to warehouse. So that is the reason warehouse is very big. And now you can understand what is this warehouse. Warehouse will have history or not? Yes, warehouse will have history because everyday transactions are coming, they will be stored in the warehouse. Okay, whereas OLTP systems, definitely they may not be having full history. They may have like 1 day data, 2 day data. Okay, based on if some I will tell you all the use cases. Some customers want maybe some 5 days data, just in case yesterday's data is lost, something for that purpose. But permanent backup will be there on the OLTP systems. So OLTP systems will have only current data, and they will have day-to-day transactions. And okay, on a daily basis, sometimes daily basis, generally all data warehouse will be moved daily basis to warehouse, and those warehouses are called OLTP systems. And what are those OLTP systems? Oracle data warehouse, Oracle data warehouse, and of course Teradata and Microsoft SQL Server, and of course these are all on. Once upon a time, these are all once upon a time. I said once upon a time means before cloud came into picture. These are all on premises. On premises means, I said, company will have on their own building or on their own rented, on their own headquarters, they will have servers and all these things, servers, systems, system admins, and all these things. So in fact, before cloud comes, this is what everyone is doing, whole world is doing this. But now what happened, the on premises has become cloud now. Okay, so cloud means, the companies like Amazon, they came up with the concept why people should buy all these things and worry about all these patches, upgrades, and all. So why can't we do something in this pay per use? Pay per use means they will use it and pay for whatever they used it. Same thing like postpaid bill or current bill. So because they have investment and they come up with this idea, which is called innovation, and they build up the servers in geographically, means all over the world, and people, we have the data centers, Amazon data centers in Mumbai, we have for Asia Pacific region, and like that in every region they have data centers, and all the people there, in fact in Amazon Hyderabad also we are planning a data center, it's already started. So people nearby data centers will use those services. So people, they just make use of those services. They don't have to worry about the purchasing hardware and versions, patches, and all those things. Then what are those cloudware? So Oracle data warehouse also has now Oracle Cloud. Okay, Oracle also has. I'll tell you how it came into picture. And Teradata also, of course. Teradata is using Amazon Cloud only because everyone is not capable of buying, right? keeping big data centers, because keeping data center is not just putting something and later on you have to maintain it, right, and make sure it is 24/7 available. And of course, lot of maintenance is required. So Teradata is using AWS cloud only for their data, and of course it is partially using the Azure cloud and yeah, their platform also. And Microsoft SQL, you know, right, MS SQL Server, Microsoft, the name itself says. So Microsoft is, or Microsoft means Azure cloud. Actually Microsoft cloud is called Azure cloud. Azure, they named it as the Azure. Microsoft people, they named it their cloud as Azure. And AWS people, it's AWS cloud. And this data warehouse is cloud Redshift, AWS cloud, which is nothing but Redshift. Okay. And of course, Google also has come up with their cloud, that is Google Cloud. Yeah, because you see, I will tell you how this became. You see, initially when demonetization happened, what happened when at the time of demonetization? What happened? Paytm only came, you know, right? Everywhere there is Paytm, 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 and of course that helped us during that times, because we don't have any money and all. But later on, what happened? After Paytm, like Google Pay came, and then Phone Pay came. Now, of course, everything is came, like even Airtel payment came, like Amazon Pay came. Everything, everyone is coming with their own payment, right? And they are calling wallet, and of course, even bank, even WhatsApp also has payment. So like that. So now that is the reason. Initially, AWS cloud has come. Means they started this innovation. Like Paytm came initially. Okay, but of course, AWS has growing so fast that others could not reach that. So after that, the other big people in the world like Microsoft, they has come up with the Azure. Okay, if AWS can do that innovation, why can't we? I mean, do same thing. So they came with their Microsoft cloud, that is Azure cloud. Then the other leaders, they also don't keep quiet, right? Azure, Google has come with their own cloud. Okay, we can also start something like that. So actually, these three are the major cloud platforms in the world right now. Azure means Microsoft Cloud, and Google Cloud, and AWS Cloud. AWS Cloud is a Redshift, and you know Redshift, AWS has started long back. Okay, and it has already grabbed the market more than 80%, and others they just started following. Okay, but you know earlier Microsoft has, because these are the databases came even long back, you know, right? Oracle, since your IT life, you're listening about Oracle, right? Even when I started, I'm listening about Oracle. In fact, I studied about Oracle, and Microsoft SQL Server also it is there. So since they have already huge database customers, so they are providing their cloud services to their existing customer base. For example, MS SQL Server, they have their own customer base, and Oracle their own customer base. Okay, and of course Teradata came later, and they have limited customers, and for them also they don't have own cloud, but they are using other clouds. Okay, like AWS cloud and Google cloud and like that. So now, so okay, AWS, okay, now AWS Redshift has came, and okay, that is now we are learning. Okay, okay, as part of cloud, what we will be doing? What we will be doing as part of database? What we are doing? The same thing we will be doing as part of Redshift cloud also. Okay, for example, as part of database, what we will be doing? Okay, so here actually our things will come into picture. Actual concept starts from here. Means as part of database, what we will be doing? Okay, as part of database, what we will be doing? That we will be doing as part of data warehouse also. Okay, and not only that, we will be doing additional things also. Okay, okay, database. Okay, now I'll tell you what is database. Database is a collection of rows and columns. And a database means immediately there is concept called SQL. Okay, so SQL will need to be there. So I will be teaching. Okay, so these are all we will go in detail. Okay, about SQL, about data warehousing basics. These are all separate subtopics which will take a few days. Okay, each concept. And then admin, even in admin in Redshift also there will be admin, right? Like we said, cloud people will take care, and that is system admin. But if you are working on Redshift, there is application that DBI said, like for example in your company there are many people joining for Redshift, like how to create their users, how to grant them access to different schemas and different databases and all. So administration activities we will be handling, SQL we will be handling in deep. You see, all those things in deep or in detail. Okay, we will be teaching SQL. Yes, I'll teach you in detail or in deep SQL. And data warehouse basics, of course I'll teach you in detail. And admin concepts also I'll be teaching. And later on OLAP part means actually what is Redshift we will be doing in real time. In real time, what we, this is the core of Redshift. Actually in data warehousing I said, right, in data warehousing what we will be doing. So those things also a little bit will be touched in data warehouse basics. Okay, but in detail, like how to achieve those activities using Redshift will be discussed here. Okay, we will maintain history. I said, right, data will be moved from databases to OLAP systems everyday basis, like how that is taken care using Redshift. Okay, how do we load data every day into Redshift databases, and how to create tables in Redshift. Okay, Redshift SQL, how to create tables, how to grant users, how to create users. Okay, and how to load data, everything in detail will be discussed here in Redshift concept. Okay, so SQL will be covered in detail, that in deep or in detail. uh, okay, control C. And data warehouse basics will be in detail, administration in detail, and the Redshift will be this is in detail. And okay, so actually in fact when you're attending an interview, this is the way interview questions also, they'll first check about database fundamentals, and then okay, they'll ask what is database and what is data warehouse, same thing, just to know like what is your background and how good you are. Then they will ask about data warehouse basics. Then they'll ask about SQL. SQL will be in detail, they will ask. I will also cover that in detail. Okay, don't worry. SQL is the deciding factor whether you will be through in the interview or not. So that I will be going in detail. In detail means expert level, and of course administration in such a way that you will be able to do the application DBA if you join a customer. And a Redshift, this is a really great thing. And you know what is the, you will become a data engineer, DI or ETL developer. Actually earlier this is the term they were using earlier before cloud, ETL developer, but now they're calling it as data engineer. Data engineer. So your jobs also they will post like we want data engineer. Data engineer means they will be working with Redshift SQLs and all. And of course there are some other things that is required, that also we will cover in detail. Okay, and after covering that I also will help you Linux. Actually this is out of scope, but I don't see anything as out of scope, because we are focusing on getting you the job and making you to perform on the job. Okay, so you have to do the work independently. Okay, Linux, that is required to do the job, that is required to do. Why? Because in the interviews also they will ask, can you please tell me how good you are in Linux. I will tell you everything that is required to do your job as a data engineer. Okay, like to which extent Linux you will be used, what commands you will be using, and how about shell scripting and automation. I mean, whatever is required to do your job as a data engineer, and whatever is required to troubleshoot your jobs and to proceed as an individual ETL developer or data engineer. Linux also I will help you on that. Okay, so these are the basic things, and of course, apart from that, whatever is you need, whatever is you need based on your requirement. Okay, so yeah, those things I will be helping, and these are the things they will be asking in the interview one by one. Okay, first they will check database concepts, data warehouse concept, then SQL they will check, then they'll check admin, and they'll check Redshift in detail, and then they'll ask Linux, and then they ask whatever additional questions they want to ask you. Okay, and these things we will cover in detail. Okay, then to get started with this course, how we will get started on this is, of course, for this, earlier we used to have a software installed on our desktop, but for cloud we don't have to anything install on our own desktop. Everything will be managing from AWS portal itself. So I will actually tell you how to get started there. Okay, and of course this course, these are some basic requirement like who is required and all, but anyone without any background you can start. I will make sure you know whatever is required to get into the job. Okay, so even without any background you are good to start, but ideal audience will be if they want to become developers, administrators, or data analysts, or business analysts. Yeah, in fact you will be hired in one of these roles only. So yeah, we'll be starting with introduction to data warehousing in detail, from like what is OL means. From tomorrow everything will come in interview. I'll start with what is OLTP systems, what is OLAP systems. Okay, and what is the difference between OLTP versus OLAP systems, what is different schemas. Okay, what is star schema, what is snowflake schema, everything I will be covering. Okay, and how to implement dimensional modeling. Okay, what is different types of slowly change, those things will directly come into picture. Without that question there is no entry. So then introduction to data warehousing, then I also will show you like how to get started in AWS console. Okay, how to create your own, I mean how to get started in, I said right, if you want to have a cluster we just sign up to AWS and launch our cluster. So I'll be showing that only how your companies can start using AWS cloud just in few minutes. I'll be telling you that how to create your, because they will be provide, for example if you want to go for a bank they'll provide bank account, right? Similarly if you want to use AWS they will be providing AWS account for us. Okay, just for tracking purpose or billing and all. So how to create AWS account, then they have to create permissions, right? So they how to create roles, and then how to create launch cluster means your database to use, then how to run queries and all I'll be showing there. Okay, of course then I mean after clearing data warehouse concepts in detail, maybe it will take some 2 days or 3 days, and then we will go with just lab setup for you, maybe in 1 day. After that I'll walk you through Redshift in detail about architecture, how the Redshift, why it became famous. Okay, earlier there are very good, even Oracle, Microsoft server, they are there since long time, but why this Redshift came just recently, and how why it became the leader in the market. So what is its architecture, because there are questions on Redshift architecture compulsorily. Okay, there are questions on Redshift architecture compulsorily, and be sure everything that I taught here is very important. Everything that I taught here is very important, even with respect to subject, with respect to interview. So don't miss. Of course, at the end of the class I also will provide facts. Okay, and if you just answer that facts, sure you will be through the interview. Okay, so because I am also panel, I know what questions we will ask and what answer we are expecting. So that's why we also go in detail about Redshift architecture and all in detail. Of course Redshift performance and yeah, everything we will go in detail. Best practices, sort key, distribution key, and yeah, these things, and the loading and unloading part. This, in fact, this is the highlighted part of this entire training. I said, right, in data warehousing, what we will do, in every day, transactions will be recorded in OLTP systems, and that will be moved to OLAP systems. Means from OLTP systems, data is moved to OLAP system. That is called data loading. Okay, loading and unloading means once you load the data into Redshift, and there will be some people who are using the data for analysis. Okay, just to analyze how the customer base is going for SBI, or who are the top people who are making deposits. Yeah, like that. Why we store the data for analytical purpose only? Yeah, those things I will cover also while at the time of OLAP discussion. So, what is the use of just storing the data if you don't use it, right? So they will store the data for decision making purpose. Okay. So once we have like 5 years data, we know, for example, you take stock market, how they are analyzing stock price, because they are storing the data from last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Hey, this 10 years ago the stock was trading at this, but now this is this, so 200x percentage yeah, growth, or it was trading at some 100 but now it's 10, so maybe 10 times down. So because, so history storing is very very important, and how to load and unload into data warehouse. So this is the heart of this concept actually. So, and it requires SQL also. So yeah, we'll be taking care of that in detail. And after that, workload management, yeah, this is related to yeah, performance optimization, because now the customers are very very complex workloads, and their major concern is we want queries to be run very fast, just fraction of seconds or milliseconds. So this workload management also I will show, and we will have everything practical, all these details in AWS console. Okay, and we also talking yeah, implement this Redshift Spectrum and all these things. And of course system tables means system tables are basically they will hold the information about like who are all the users present on the system, when they are created, how much space is there for them. So everything that is happening on the system will be recorded in these tables. These are like logs. Log means, you know, right? So everything that is happening will be captured there. So yeah, so that is very very important. And yeah, that is very important even for audit also. Let's say you joined and some person deleted your table, or some person deleted customer table, customer data. How do you track? How do you track? So these system tables only will be useful for that kind of things. Okay, so very very important for even those are used for SOX audit, and yeah, like logging. Okay, this kind of risks mitigation, so tracking. So these are very very useful, and every system, even Oracle Teradata, they all have these system tables. Similarly, Redshift also have these system tables. Then pricing, I said, right, at the end of the month you will be getting the bill. So then how do you launch Redshift cluster? Cluster means data warehouse only, don't confuse. Cluster means it's a like data warehouse. Okay, so then how much you will be charged, and what criteria will be there, that also will be discussed. How much you will get the bill, and based on what criteria you will get the bill, and like, yeah, how can I reduce the bill, yeah, what are different plans, everything we will be discussing here. Because customer, when before even when we want to buy anything, we'll first check the prices, right? Same thing here. Okay, what are the different plans, what is the price, so that I will know what is my monthly bill. Even when we go to Airtel shop, we'll ask, right, he will tell first high plan, but we will check what is the plan we need, and we'll go for it. Similarly, same thing here, and these all will come into in interview. Be okay, everything that I'm telling, every point is important. So Amazon Redshift management, yeah, clusters using console snapshots. Snapshots means backups, because for a customer, backup also why not? Even for us, our own phone, we have backup. Okay, if we have some important data lost, means we are gone. We always worry about. If for example, I have experience, I one time I got one phone. I mean, I got means I got it somewhere on the road. Okay, దొరికిందన్నమాట. So what did they say is, he called me and he said, boss, if you want to take the phone, take, but give the SIM card. It has a lot of data and all, he is telling. So so that is very important. So that's what it is. Backup, especially in real time, we are working with the production data. So means our banking customers. Okay, so all real time data, right? So snapshot is very important. Backup is very important. Then of course using how to events means, I'll tell you what is this events means. Our data warehouse is maintained by cloud provider, right? Cloud provider means the AWS or Google or Azure, here in this case AWS. And instead of us, he is doing the maintenance, upgrades, version, patch, everything, right? So then because he is responsible, he cannot do any time and every time. He has to inform us before, right? For example, tomorrow there is a down of your system for half an hour, with time slot he will give, like that. Everything he will just send us the notification, like every Sunday you have maintenance window for the new patch to be applied. So for everything he will send us the events, okay, about what are the changes he is going to do on the server, because there are many changes that is required. Some new patches need to be applied, maybe some new feature, new code need to be deployed, and it requires downtime, and sometimes power outages. Everything he will be sent us through events. So how events will be come and how to understand them, that also I'll be showing. And of course hands-on also will be there. And yeah, everything there is a hands-on, okay, without so I will take care. So now you understood, right, what all we will be covering. And yeah, so if you have any questions, please let me know. Now it's your time.
Yeah, I mean, this is Vani. So
Yeah, Vani.
will you be covering like how we can load the data from one database to other database as well, and the loading and unloading part, and also on the scheduling, how we do the schedule, I mean, how we do the refresh part. So every day we get OLTP data, right? So when we are loading it, so every day we will not be doing it on our own, right? So some schedules needs to be maintained to run on particular period of time. So will that be covered in this?
Okay, yeah, Vani, I understand. Actually, you see, there are different things. First question is one database to another database.
Yeah.
So when you mean actually that we maybe some OLTP systems to Redshift, or Redshift to Teradata, or something, or Redshift to some S3, like that only will be
Yeah.
moving the data, right? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Redshift to S3 will be covering, but other databases we will not be installing, so we will not be doing. But how to do that, I will be telling. Okay, how to migrate data from source system to target, or target system to some other systems, or how to do like cloud data migration.
Yeah.
Okay, from on
Yes.
premises to cloud. That I will be telling, because that is what important, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and as part of that, yeah, that's what that actually will be covered. Whatever you need, right? Actually, whatever you need, yeah, whatever you need is basically, yeah, especially working people like you. Yeah, definitely this is the main thing for like migration people. Not on migration, this is important. Question also will be asked, do you have any idea about migration and all? At the time, yes, here we need to touch about DMS, database migration service, and SCT tools. And yes, I will be walk you through how to use those services, and how and what are the things we need to take care, how the SCT will work, and how the DMS will work. Yes, I will take care of that.
Yeah. Thank you.
You
Thank you,
know
Mr.
about the DMS? I know about you know about DMS, Vani. That is the thing which is used for one database to another database migration, on premises
No,
or within
no,
the
sir.
cloud.
I am
Yeah, yeah.
actually new to cloud. So I was like I'm into BI,
Okay, okay.
where
Yeah,
I'll be working. Yeah, where I'll be working in end-to-end development, like start from data preparation to uh, product deliver. So like I don't have much exposure on application side. I mean data DBA application side.
yeah,
I would
yeah.
like to know from that perspective more.
Yeah. And in fact, I'm sure you're mostly working with SQL and all, right?
Yeah.
Expert in SQL. Yeah. We have even Ravi also, who is a more of SQL. He's also into DA. And yeah, there are many. In fact, SQL is the heart of our topics here. Okay, training.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm into
So
BI, not DA.
yeah, I know
BI.
you are into BI. Yeah, I know BI, business intelligence. Which tool you are working?
So currently we are working with Tableau and Alteryx as ETL.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I know. BI only requires extensive SQL skills, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. If you know, that's good, right? You need to write sometimes custom queries to improve the report. Yeah. I'll be covering whatever is required for your need. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll be telling you what is. Yeah. What is the other
Yeah,
question?
yeah. Actually, let us take an example that we are having an RDS. We are having multiple sources, RDS. Okay, from there we have to migrate the data to Redshift. Will you show such kind of example?
Okay. Yes, Shravan, right? Shravan?
Actually, in our project, we got multiple sources. That is, one source is RDS. Okay, one source is CloverTab. From there, we are migrating data to Redshift by using DMS.
Yep. You are using DMS, right? Yes.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are using.
Yeah, Shravan. Okay, if you want, okay, I can help you how to configure DMS from RDS to same thing we can replicate here, and that we can work together.
Okay. Already my friends are working on the DMS, so it's because I need to get more knowledge. That's why I have planned to join here.
Yeah, that's what I know. You see, actually so that's what I'm telling. Here, different audience will be there. Okay,
Yeah.
this course is about Redshift, but I know application of DMS is to migrate data from different OLTP systems. It may be like RDS source or MySQL or anything into
Yes.
Redshift. So for that,
Yes.
we have to use the DMS service, and for that we have to configure DMS to source connections, and we have to create DMS task, and then we have to configure DMS to Redshift, and then we have to launch the DMS task. You know, right? You must have
Yes.
heard that article.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
and the creation of the DMS task is the key thing.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
what is the performance of the data migration pipeline will work or not, and we
Yeah.
have to select DMS instances. Yeah, if
Yes.
you want, yeah. In fact, I can help you with resolving those issues, or we can also replicate that in our own lab environment once we have set up this AWS account. Yeah, that is.
Okay.
I will guide you how to do that.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, sure, Shravan. Thank you. And
Thank
anyone else?
Can you let us know like prerequisites for setting all these things? Because in our environment, we are using right now MS SQL. So we are planning to move to AWS REDSHIft. That's a plan. So, but I'm not familiar with. I'm working as an administrator, so I'm not familiar with these things. So let us know prerequisites so that I can help my organization to build up these things.
Yeah, sure, Swati. Actually, as I said, you see, as I said earlier, we are doing on premises. Now we are doing only in cloud. So whatever you are doing in on premises, the same thing we are doing in cloud. So the prerequisite means if you know SQL, well and good, because that's what actually is required in on premises, and the same thing is required here also. So and similarly, Redshift is a new thing, but SQL is not a new thing. Okay, so data warehousing using Redshift may be new, but data warehousing is already we are using since many years. Okay, so there is nothing like prerequisite. If you have SQL, very good concepts on data warehousing, and very good concepts on database concepts and SQL, and of course admin means which admin you are working, Swati, may I know, so that I
DBA, database administrator
yeah,
on
I know
SQL
DBA
Server.
SQL Server. Yeah. So DBA means, right, you will be working on creating users, creating roles, profiles,
Yep.
and
Yep.
add space, okay, and creating maybe cleaning temporary spaces and improving performance and troubleshooting
Yes.
system issues and these things. Yeah, the same things we will be doing here also. But in Redshift, how we will do that? That's what I will be teaching. Like, how do you create users? How do you add space? How do you remove space? How do you improve the performance? How do you troubleshoot system level slowness and these things? Okay.
Okay.
How do you increase system capacity? How to downgrade system capacity? And system is slow, it became slow. How to make it work better? And these things. Yeah, these are all different responsibilities here.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. On premises, you also will be adding additional disks and additional storage and all. But here we don't do that. We have a different kind of thing how to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, as I already said in the demo, those things will be taken care. System administration activities will be taken care by the cloud provider. But we, when working at the customer, means you are working at customer, what all we will be doing that I will be teaching you.
Okay.
Right. Yes.
So
Clear?
it doesn't require any server setup, right? You are saying? Yeah, it's
Server
required.
setup is required. Server setup is required, but it's just a click of a button.
Okay. So you mean to like you are mentioning the EC2 instance, right?
Yes. Easy to install. Actually, in Redshift, we call it as a creating a cluster. Okay, but actually in the background, it's an EC2 instance. Yes, you are right. You are right. Okay, you see
So
here, launching
yeah.
the cluster assembly. Yeah, actually launching a cluster means it's launching the Redshift cluster, Redshift database. Okay, but internally, yeah, it is running on the EC2.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is just click of a button. It's not like our on-premises what we do with the physical hardware.
Okay.
Yeah. So those things, yeah, everything. And in fact, I will show you in detail also like how our Redshift cluster or how our Redshift database look like and how to create users, how to add space or how to increase the scaling. Okay, how to add more space. Everything will be done from console only, from AWS console. Okay, we don't touch in. There is nothing like physically touching anything here, like on premises.
Yeah. So we'll be using Linux or Windows server in the background.
Actually, Vani, nothing is required here. Okay, in fact, that is the beauty of this AWS cloud. Okay, nothing is required because this is a database and data warehouse, right? So there is nothing like that we'll be doing on command prompt. Okay, so everything will, in fact, in AWS console only we have a SQL workbench to run the queries. Okay, so so there only we will be running all the queries and everything is required. Whatever we need to do, we will be running there itself. You got it right, Vani?
Yeah, thank you, Krishna.
Yeah, thank you. And any other things, friends?
Krishna, I had one question here. So, any specific certification for the AWS Redshift, or we need to do the AWS certification alone?
Yeah, Kumar. Yeah, actually, right, in AWS, there is no special certification for Redshift and all. There are different certifications for, AWS Certified Solution Architect Associate, Professional. Yeah, those certifications are there. Yeah, there is nothing like Redshift related specific certification.
Okay. So, okay, that's all from my end. I don't have.
Yeah. Actually, certified professional we call solution architect, certified professional or associate like that, or DevOps or like that. But there is nothing like. My point here is there is no special certifications on a service wise, like IAM certified or Redshift certified. There is nothing like that. Those are all just services. Okay, so we
That's
call solution
only
architect
AWS
associate.
certification, right?
Yes. You're right.
Okay. So, what is the difference between developers and admin role?
Yeah, right? Developers means they will be working on building pipelines. Pipelines means how to load data from sources to, for example, somebody asked a question, right? I have RDS systems, means sources. RDS means sources, and I have target as the Redshift as the target, and how to load data from source to target. And once you have data in Redshift, there will be some BI systems which are extracting data from Redshift, like Tableau's, okay, and Aldrich or Cognos or even QuickSight. So yeah, they are called BI developers, and source system to Redshift, they are called ETL developers or data engineers. So these are the development activities. Okay, but what an admin will do is admin, for example, for example, I have a end-to-end project, and there are 25 data engineers and some 15 BI engineers, business intelligence engineers. And when they come and join the company, there is a person who should be creating their users on the Redshift cluster. Redshift cluster means here database. That's what you remember. We call it, use the term. So there is a person who will be creating their users on the Redshift server, and creating their users and granting permissions and granting accesses, and if the and taking care of any system related performance issues. And if it is like experiencing space issue, then how to add this space or how to scale the cluster. These things will be taken care by the admin. Means he
Okay.
don't do like pipe building, means how to load data from source to target, he don't do. That's not his business. His business is, okay, you have joined and you are experiencing access issue. Hey, I'm not able to access Redshift cluster, can you please help? Then that will be job of a DB to help you to address that issue. But some of the BI engineer is not able to access one of the source system or Redshift table, then he will reach out to DB and DB will grant the access. So any access related issues, base related issues, creating users, granting access, and performance related issues will be a job of a DBA. And he is not worried about loading data or some data issues came or load is failing. That's not his job basically.
So here as an admin, I had pulled the data from the different like so that I'm previously my experience is data warehousing ETL tool as a data stage. So we are loaded into data warehousing. So in that case, I need to pull the data from the different transactional processing stages, OLTP. So can we use only TXT format or tables? That's what I need to know. So if required any nowadays AWS as using Glue, right? So we need to pull the data from the Glue. So how we can able to connect the Glue and other like uh, say like
Yeah,
other
yeah.
than the TV
I
systems.
understand. You want to know like how the data comes from different source systems to Redshift,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, in fact, what you said is right, because you're working employee. Yeah, generally we use Glue to get the data, okay? But I will tell you how the connectivity comes into picture. You have
So
many. Yeah,
it is
please
comes
tell
to
me.
the training part or it is out of the training.
Actually, it's a use case inquiry, okay? Because in training, we say how the Redshift works. But
Okay.
yeah, these all things we will cover as part of whatever you need. You
So
saw it, right? Whatever you need means use case. This is your requirement, so you're asking, right? So similarly, already some people has asked already different questions.
yes.
Yeah. So this I will
So
tell
is it
you.
necessary to learn the Python codes or Lambda functions? Or
I will tell you. I will tell you. I will tell you everything. I will tell you. Okay.
okay,
I will tell you
okay.
how is our basic plan is. Our training is only Monday to Friday. Okay.
Mhm.
Completely on Redshift. Okay. And database concepts and data warehouse concepts and all. And this whatever you need based on your use case, we will be discussing on weekend. Okay. We
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday. So
Mhm.
whatever, for example, some people need specialist in SQL. So we'll have separate deep dive sessions on SQL.
Mhm.
Okay, A to Z
Okay.
about SQL, mostly on weekend. And yeah, like data loading or data migration from OLTP system to OLAP, we'll sit on weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, No need of hour restriction and all. Based on your time and my time, we'll just deep dive into that. Okay, how to migrate from different sources to different targets. And in your use case, you said, right, you have multiple RDS systems and you need to load into Redshift. I will tell you how to do that. In AWS, whatever your source systems, yes, in data warehousing earlier you was working with text files and some pipe delimited and all. But now we'll be working with multiple sources. It may be like RDS systems or something, but we'll first bring them into S3. Okay, AWS S3, and from S3 we'll move it into Glue. Okay, we'll be building a crawler. You heard about it, right? Glue crawler. We build the crawler. Okay, from while creating a crawler, we define that S3 source. Where is that? And from S3 only, that Glue job will be able to fetch that source and load it into Redshift. Okay.
So I had one question
If you
here.
want,
So yeah, I had one more question here. In RDS we have MongoDB, so we need to pull the data from the MongoDB. So how should we can able to do that activity? Same activity we can able to do that through Glue, or we can do that different source system, like different snapshot or something else. Is there?
I'll tell you. Yes, I'll tell you. Whatever system your source may be, it may be SQL Server, Glue, SQL Server, RDS, MongoDB, or any DB. Okay, the first step in data migration is extract the data from source to S3. Okay, and how to do that? How to do that? You have to extract using some fast export. Some export utilities will be there, right? Every database will have some export utilities.
Yes.
Okay. For example, SQL Server has its own import export utilities, and Teradata has, Oracle has. Similarly, MongoDB has its export utility. So that export means what it will do? It will export the data into some target file, and the target file location is S3. Okay. So if you want to pipe delimited, you can keep pipe delimited. If you want fixed width, you can have fixed width. If you want to Parquet file, you can have it Parquet file. If you want to ORC format, you can have ORC. Okay. And if you want to whatever JSON format, you can export into JSON. And then once the S3 is ready, then only it will be pulled into Redshift.
Yeah. Last question I have. S3 it is supported only files or tables also?
Anything, even JPG images also.
Okay.
JPG, you know, right? Photos.
Yeah. Agree.
Everything.
Yeah. Thank you, Krishna. So may I know how many days it will take time to complete this course, and what is the duration of that?
Actually, 45 days is enough, sir. Okay, 45 days. 45 days. We are we are going to complete this. Okay, but you know this whatever you
1.5 hours.
Daily, we say 1 hour, but yeah, you can say that it may extend to like another 15 minutes. But today is demo, so we got extended.
Yeah,
but yeah, we say 1 hour.
I agree with you. What is your plan?
Yeah, my plan is actually there is no time limit. Daily 7 to 8 is our plan, but weekends we will get extended because weekends is you are free and I am free, and mostly we will go 2-3 hour session on weekend. Because for example, we started on DMS or we started on data migration. In 1 hour we cannot complete the task. We have to sit minimum 2-3 hours to complete that.
Yes,
right.
Agree.
Because we know we are all working employees. We sit on a task minimum, especially today's questions, loading data from source to S3 and then Glue or Redshift. These will take time, and we have to sit and vigorously work on it. So yeah, weekend is actually our main fetching, and minimum 2 hours you can just dedicate about it. Okay. But on a daily, on daily we will be 1 hour for sure.
So can I get the course context to us? Are you able to share with us?
Yeah, we will share, Kumar. Drop your email ID here, email ID and phone number in the chat. Yeah, we will share.
We can contact with that visual
I think everyone can drop your email ID and phone numbers here so that we'll be reaching. I think already they put.
One more.
Yeah, please tell me.
So apart from this, I need to know that. So how should we can able to get that if we can unfortunately after completing this course, we need to get that. So unfortunately, we forgot something else. So we need to get the information from your end. So how should we can able to get the information? So some assume it. I need to connect. I don't have the so some requirements are comes in for new requirements, so I need to connect with that. So I need to help from your end. So
Yeah, yeah.
we don't have to much interact with you because of you are working in different timings and I'm working in different timings. So any videos are uploaded in the YouTube, or it is shared with us in personally. That's what I need to
Yeah,
know
yeah.
whether.
Yeah, Krishna, sorry, Kumar. Yeah, all my recordings will be available in YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I will let you know. In fact, you also will be given my contact number and details. Yeah, once we started with the course,
Yeah, yeah,
you
sure,
will have.
sure.
Yeah, in fact, I'll provide you job support also for my students so that they will not be out of their job. Even for
Yeah,
freshers and all,
that's
even
wonderful.
for working
That's
employees, I
because of
provide
you are
job support.
working, you are also admin, right? So you are working in late nights, or you are working in early mornings. So morning, assume it morning 3 o'clock to night after up to 10 o'clock. So after that you are going to sleep more. So my work is started at 10 o'clock, or it's completed 7 o'clock. It's not possible to interact with each and every. Anyhow, we can interact with you, but unfortunately we cannot interact with you. Then you need to know that information, right? So that's what I'm asking, whether
Yeah,
is it
yeah, sure.
possible
No,
to
no,
do
no.
that.
I am just a phone call away. Okay, I'll provide you all my contact details. Yeah, after some time. In
Yeah,
fact, whatever issue you face during
because
your
of
job,
I need to ask that,
I,
like that questions. So
yeah,
we
yeah,
are
sure.
getting.
In fact,
So that's what.
yeah, yeah. In fact, for all my students, my contact number will be given. Okay,
Yeah,
after
yeah,
some
sure.
time. Okay,
Yeah,
and even in your job, if you face any issue, you can call me and get it clarified and get the solution on this spot. Okay, don't worry. I'm
yeah,
there
yeah, sure,
with you
sure.
even in your job.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah, sure,
Krishna.
sir. Yeah, 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 sure. And I hope everyone is happy. And any other questions, friends? Bhaskar, Harish, Kalpana. Kalpana is new. MK is already he enjoying, and Ravi is also enjoying. Sai Priya, Satya. I hope you're all following right, Satya, because you did not ask any questions. Others, right? Bhaskar, Harish, Kalpana, Satya, Sai Priya. Yeah, if you are following me and you have no other questions, if you have any question, just ask me. Otherwise, let's meet tomorrow, same time.
That do you have offline classes for this?
Ravi, right?
Yes.
Hey, I can just complete the course in fast track also, but let us give time first 1 week slow and steady, please. First 1 week slow and steady. Otherwise, I'll complete your session just in 2-3 weeks, especially for working employees who want quick. Okay. I will take you afternoon or evening or weekend based on your availability and your quickness or speed or requirement. But first 1 week only we'll go just little slow so that everyone will come with because basement should be strong, right? Why we are learning, what we are learning, what is the use case? Because some people have no basics. So yeah, after that, after 1 week, yes, whatever you want midnight class also I'll keep it 1-to-1. No worries. Okay, Ravi.
No, I'm asking offline classes are there. Do you have offline?
Oh, offline classes. Right now, no offline classes, Ravi. But if you want, you can. Okay, I'll be there in KBHB. But
Okay, okay.
offline
Okay.
class or offline meet after 1 week only. Okay,
Okay.
first 1 week we'll go online.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
after that, yeah, you can meet or you can call or whatever you want, you can do.
Can we know that how much fee for this, Krishna?
Please talk to that person. You know, you have the contact number, right? In the chat also they mentioned the Visual Path Institute. Contact to them.
Malati
Okay.
has provided to us. So
Yeah, yeah, Malati.
71070. That's one, right?
Yeah. Please contact her, and yeah, so that they will be updating you everything that is required.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Krishna.
Yeah, sure, brother. And MK, you have any questions, MK?
No, I'm good. Thank you, Krishna.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, please keep it on the normal pace itself, because beginners like me will trouble.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I understand. Okay, I completely understand. That's why anyone who want to quick, okay, they will be meeting me one-to-one, and we will be having one-to-one sessions. That is for already working employees and with specific use case as per their project. But for all others, it is like normal pace. And yeah, I'll make sure you are with me all the time. Okay, MK?
Okay, yeah. Thanks, Krishna.
Yeah, sure. And it's nice meeting to you all, friends. Nice talking to you.
Same here, Krishna.
Yeah,
Thank
sure,
you.
Vani. Yeah, thank you, Vani, Swati.
Thanks, Krishna.
Yeah, thank you all. See you tomorrow morning.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye all.